Hello and happy December. Finally, it's the best time of the year in my opinion. I absolutely love December and I love getting ready for Christmas and just the whole entire month. It's so fun to have all the kind of the holiday parties and just to go out and about. So this is a perfect look for really anything that you're doing that's festive. I kind of kept the eyes not as like dark and heavy, but I just did like a nice red lip and it's a little bit more festive for Christmas. A lot of people are really nervous about wearing a red lip, so hopefully in December, when red is like the perfect go-to color for everything, you will feel more comfortable. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this. Thank you so much for watching, and we will go ahead and get started now. Thanks! I look so crazy when my eyebrows are done and nothing on my eyes, so sorry. Okay, so to prime, I've been using this Milani eyeshadow primer. It is amazing. I have been loving it so much, and it's like $8, I think, at the drugstore, and it looks like this. Kind of liquidy. It seems like it's liquidy on your fingers, but you just rub it, kind of blend it into your eyelids, and then you wait for like 30 seconds for it to set. And it does such a good job. Nothing will crease, nothing will like move around at all. It's just a really, really good and affordable eyeshadow primer, and you guys should definitely check it out. Okay, so I've given that just a second to set. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to use my Lorac Pro Mega Pro palette. And I'm going to keep the eyes pretty neutral and simple because I'm going to do a bright red lip. So I think I'm going to work these three colors into my crease. I'm going to kind of start with that lightest one, move on to that one, and then kind of finish off with that one. That first color that you put on is probably the most important, even though it looks like nothing, or just like is really light. If that one is not blended, kind of nothing else will look blended either. So really like spend a lot of time on that first kind of transition color. Okay, I'm just grabbing on that same brush, that color that's just like a step darker. And I've been extending my eyeshadow out a little bit further lately, and I've really been liking that. So I kind of extend it just really lightly, kind of out like that past my eyebrow. And I'm grabbing a little bit tighter and denser of a brush right here, and I'm going to grab that darker color that I showed you guys, that kind of darkest of the three. Color is called Sepia. And I'm going to focus it mostly on the outer part, but bring it in a little bit too. And I've said this before, but the more colors that you use, the more blended they'll look. So instead of trying to blend out just one color, pick a couple like in that shade range and use all three of them to blend things out. And then I'm just going to grab that mid color on my fluffier brush. Just use that one more time. Okay, and then I'm going to use a light color in the palette. Probably this white one right here. And use that to highlight my brow bone. It kind of just gives the eyes like a lifted appearance too, which I really like. Okay, so I'll zoom you back out so you can kind of see the shape a little bit more. I'm going to use that same white color and really highlight this inner corner. And I love to do this, especially like during holidays or if you're going to a party. It just like adds so much extra brightness and lightness without looking harsh. But it just really kind of opens up the eyes. I love doing that. I want to grab just a little bit of this espresso color right here on this really like pointy thin brush. And just kind of run a teeny bit through the crease in the outer corner. And then I'm just taking the side of my sponge to clean up the edge. Just so it had like a little bit of leftover like foundation and concealer. Okay, so a couple different things I think would be really pretty right here. If you're gonna do like a night out, you're doing something a little bit more intense, then I would do like a really intense gold pigment. I think that would be perfect for kind of a holiday party look. Or if you're not doing something as intense, then you could just do kind of a softer shimmer, something like any of these lighter colors, like cashmere would be a really pretty one. I think that's the one I'm gonna use today. And I'm not gonna get my brush wet. I don't think, anyways, we'll see. Yeah, it did pretty well on its own. At least it did as well as I wanted to. I didn't want it to be a really intense shimmer. I just wanted kind of a softer sheen on the eye. Okay, while I am got my eyeshadows out, I'm going to work on my lower lash line. I'm just going to basically follow the exact same thing that I did on the upper. So I'm going to grab that darkest brown that I was using, that same sepia color. I'm just going to put it right along underneath. Focusing on the outer corner. And then I'm going to mix a little bit more of that white and just kind of brighten up that inner corner one more time. And drag it underneath just a little bit too. And then I'm going to grab that same shimmery color and just put a teeny bit right kind of between the white and then that brown. Okay, and then my favorite thing to do, especially if you're going to wear a bright red lip, is to do a really classic wing liner. So I'm going to do that. I have a whole video on how I do my winged liner, so I'm just going to skip over this part, so I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my winged liner on, so now I'm going to curl my lashes, put on mascara, and I want to put on some lashes. Okay, for lashes, I'm going to put some of these on. I hope you can see the shape of them. Okay, well, I'm waiting for my lashes to kind of finish drying, and I'm going to play with those a little bit more, but I'm going to finish the rest of my face. So I'm going to use the Ulta Double Duty pressed powder in the color dark, and I'm going to use this to kind of bronze a little bit. Okay, so to contour, I'm going to use my Kat Von D palette. I'm like running low. This is Shade and Light palette. I'm going to use that darkest shade with my NARS Ita brush. Okay, next I'm going to grab this brush. And this is what I like to contour my nose with, and then I like to use the lightest kind of gray taupe shade in this palette to contour my nose. And I like to grab one of the lightest colors on my finger. Okay, for blush, I'm going to grab my e.l.f. Blush palette. I'm going to do this color right here. And today I wanted it to kind of stay back on my cheeks a little bit more, so I'm kind of avoiding the apples in my cheeks. And then I just like to grab my powder brush and kind of just go over everything. Okay, so now that my lashes are totally dry, I like to put a little bit of mascara on them. And this just helps them look, kind of stand out, because sometimes I feel like my natural lashes that I get, like that I put mascara on, are darker or something. And so I just like to kind of even everything out and do a little bit of mascara. And then see how that just kind of made them stand out a little bit more. I'm also going to add a little bit more mascara to my lower lash line. Okay, and then I always love to highlight my nose a little bit, and I found that my absolute favorite highlighter for my nose, and this is kind of random, but is in my MAC Cinderella palette, and it's this pinky shimmery color right here. I love it for highlighting my nose, so I use that. And I like to highlight my nose right kind of in the center of my eyes, so it kind of like matches up with that inner corner highlight. So I do a little bit kind of in a straight line right there, and then I also like to do just the very like tip of my nose. And I feel like that just kind of gives my nose a straighter appearance. Okay, so now for the funnest part of the look is going to be some red lipstick, and today I'm going to use a liquid lipstick. Okay, red lipstick is on. The last thing I want to do is I want to put a little bit of kind of a bright white eyeliner in my lower waterline. Just kind of makes everything pop. Okay, and this is your final look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful December and a holiday season. And I will catch you in my next video. See you next time. Bye!